Metroid: A Link to the Past combo randomizer. Items from both games are mixed in between each game, and the puzzle is to find all of the items you need to beat both games and be the first one to do it.
But Miss Metroid, how do you travel between these two games?
That's a really great question, Thoros. We'll see shortly, but there are 4 different doors in Super Metroid that lead to 4 different portal locations in Link to the Past. Most people will go directly through the door, though we do see on the right side Reckness and Zen Trigger both heading directly down into Blue Brinstar.
So the reason you'd be taking this dive down to Blue Brinstar is there's actually 2 checks on logic, according to hard mods. So we've got our vanilla morph ball, and we also have the E-tank inside the
Yep, and it looks like just a $20 rupee in Link's house and the map in Sanctuary. So we are going to be looking for that small key. Possibly could be in the Dark Cross room within the Hyrule Castle escape area. We'll have to see if we're going to be looking for a lamp or doing a couple dark dives into the back rooms for the back of escape.
So finding not a lot of value down in the Blue Brinstar, just a heart container. Choosing to simply reset and get some time back.
And Maniacal is doing the Houlihan glitch, which is where you can kind of find 225 rupees early on in the game. That gives you a little bit of an advantage when you've got a couple things like the bottle vendor and things like that that will require some rupees.
It looks like it was just a mail upgrade on the Lumberjack Cave, so Aghanim possibly not required.
Yeah, I will definitely say that these runners that we have on the restream will probably opt to not go pick up that mail upgrade. Most of them are going to be pretty comfortable, especially in hard logic races. If they know how to do a lot of the Super Metroid tricks that could be required, they'll probably do all right with Link to the Past as well.
There's a quick map check from Maniacal, so it looks like there was a pendant on Desert Palace. I didn't see which colour it was.
A green pendant, it looks like, from our tracker. All right, 5 items coming up here in Asger's blind hut, starting out with missiles, a piece of heart, E-tank, nice to see in hard logic, could mean some hell runs, a full heart container, and 1 more item in the back. Ooh, double E-tank.
And just a lone $50 in the back of the chicken coop.
And I do also want to mention, as the Speed Gaming bot has shown in chat, we do have a French version restream going on the Speed Game Français channel. If anybody wants to tune into that, you are welcome to as well. All right, in the bottom of the well, starting out with a reserve tank, a Fisher-Price shield, bomb capacity upgrades, Super Metroid ammo, and silver arrows. Nice.
Those all important silver arrows for whenever we decide to find our bow.
Yeah, and so from here, we'll probably see most people going through and checking a lot of what everybody else has already seen. It tends to happen early on in Link to the Past.
Yeah, we have 3 of our 4 runners doing Kakariko from the north side, working their way south, and we have Maniacal working from the south, working his way north.
Yeah, and then after this, I assume he'll probably dip into the Lost Woods, possibly check out the Lumberjack Ledge, and then We'll have to see which player is going to be the first one to head down through the South Shore area towards the Swamp Palace Dam and into the Mini Moldorm Cave and Ice Rod Cave.
It's always important to get these item density locations out of the way first.
All right, I don't know if I saw Maze Game earlier, but it's just a missile pack, so good to know. No bombs required to pass through there.
Yeah, it's why I prefer Maniacal's route. Because on the way up, you can grab some bombs just south of the grove, and then you only really need one because you've got Houlihan, so you can buy some bombs. You're passing the bomb shop, and if you use that one on the race game, it's not too big a deal.
Exactly, it's not bad at all. And there's always a chance if you find a bottle on the way there, Sick Kid might have some bombs, back at the tavern could have some bombs. But Hyrcanus here, opening up the little bombable hut in the bottom of the village, Zen Trigger doing the same thing. A nice place to farm up bombs if you want to save your rupees. In this instance, Hyrcanus only has the 50 rupees that it would cost to buy the bombs. Some more E-Tanks in our first power bomb pack in the back of Sahasrala's hut. It looks like Azure is going to take a dip into Eastern rather than heading down towards the South Shore, which would have 8 different items versus the 3 that I believe are in Eastern Palace. So we'll have to see whether or not Eastern's going to be giving out the goods today.
We'll also need to see if any of those 3 items are actually on Armos, because that will block them unless they find the bow.
Yeah, and logically also the lantern, of course.
Looks like Maniacal will be following in Aster's footsteps, taking a dip into Eastern.
And I believe that's also our first Super Missile pack, so we've seen at least one of each ammo type inside of Super Metroid for our racers today.
That's the second time someone's checked library and I've completely missed what's on it.
Oh no!
Right, Zen
Keep
is
an eye
moving
on
to the
Zen.
library. I'm going to watch
Here
him.
we go. All right, we got the big key of Eastern on the right side, so we'll be able to check the big chest at least before wondering what could potentially be back on Armos. What was a library?
It was a big 20.
Okay.
Thanks to Mind of Me for pointing that out in chat.
All right, and Hyrcanus here at the dam going to be giving us a peek at the 2 items available here. The first in the chest, our
The sword!
sword!
We have a sharp swingy. Or I suppose it's more of a dull swingy considering the rest of the sword's
True.
powers.
Yeah, that's very true. It's pointy though.
It's enough to cut down the curtain. That's all we need. Just a lamp and a cape.
And a big 20 in Eastern Palace big chest.
Plus 10 bomb capacity underneath the water.
All right, so off to desert goes Hyrcanus.
Going to check what's on Desert Ledge and getting that one out the way check of Agina's cave. A cave that is always very difficult to route unless you get either the boots or the flute very early.
Ah, another E-Tank on Desert Ledge. Ooh, the compass and the big key. chest of Eastern. So I believe that we're still looking for one more item in Eastern.
Arachnus unfortunately not getting the payout for going to check in Agina. Well, I suppose he did get a payout, but not in the good way.
Nah, but he is going to take that sword up through the escape sequence. Mini Moldor, I'm just holding a bunch of rupees,
They like
the
this
lantern,
lamp, though.
and our second shield. Nice. That's actually going to be a little bit easier for Zen if he goes through escape. He'll be able to fully check that out all the way to the Dark Cross room, as well as the Eastern checks are in full logic for him as well.
I always find concern when the when the lamp is found quite early, because it usually means there's something of importance hiding in the dark room somewhere, or behind a lamp lock location, like the bottom of Terror of Hera.
Yeah, it definitely could be. We're going to need a glove and the mirror for the Hera access, or I mean, hookshot and hammer rather than the mirror, but that's a little bit of a ways away, I think, still. Bomb capacity upgrade in the Ice Rod Cave, so leaving that behind isn't going to make anybody too sad.
It also means we're running out of locations where our progression could actually be.
Yep, and we do find this small key in the first chest of the Hyrule Castle escape area, so there is going to be an item in the Dark Cross room.
The benefit of them finding that lamp early on means they can actually full clear the sewers and get to those 3 checks at the back as well without using the glove.
Yeah, but currently Maniacal and Zen Trigger are the only two who have that.
Screw Attack does open a couple of checks in Super Metroid. We can now get through that wall into the Terminator.
That is very true. Could be a red herring, though, possibly as well. Depends on what we find in the rest of Escape and the back of Escape. If we find gloves, that could send us up to Death Mountain, and that would give us a little bit more access into High Jump Cave and a couple other checks. All right, a heart container at Zelda's chest today. All right, and as you're dipping out after finishing it up, he hasn't picked up the sword from the dam area yet. But he's going to go buy some bombs and likely head through the South Shore area. One bomb isn't enough to get you through. All right, so Zen Trigger is going to make the play lamp in hand. He's going to walk all the way back out through the Hyrule Castle escape area. It's a shame that he's got 5 hearts now and no mirror because he'll have to make this little trek back. But I think it'll probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, work out for him in the end. There's 4 more items that he'll be able to find back in escape.
And once Asda and Arachnis find out there's nothing much else out here in the overworld, they're going to be kicking themselves and trying to head back in towards the escape. Or they could take that screw attack and go and check Super Metroid.
Yeah, most of our runners just shy of the 500 rupees needed for Zora, or just over the 500. So if we do happen to find something like flippers, glove, or something like that in the back of Escape that could potentially lead to a Zora check as well.
Arachnis has made the 500, so he looks like he's done a fake flipper.
Yep. And that will only give him access to the old man under the bridge, the Zora actual item, and he'll be able to preview the Zora ledge item. Without Moon Pearl, during the fake flipper will not get you access to the 2 items in the waterfall cave.
Just a piece of heart inside Dark Cross.
All right, come on. 3 more chests in the back. No whammy. Let's go. Ah, I missed what the old man under the bridge had.
Yeah, I missed it too, I'm afraid.
Heart piece. All right. So many heart pieces. All right, here we go. 3 items. Ooh, grapple. Does that put... No, we still need more for the, power bombs to get to Reg Ship.
Yeah, grapple does not unlock a lot on its own, but that screw attack is starting to look a bit promising.
Yes, most definitely. And we did see an E-Tank on Zora Ledge, and Hyrcanus heading over to actually check what the King Zora has for us today.
Maniacal looks like they're taking that dive into Super Metroid, so I believe there's now 4 extra checks that have been opened up in Super Metroid with the screw attack.
Yeah. Ooh, a second sword from Zora. That puts Aghanim in logic.
Could the Paramount Titan be the Moon Pearl?
Yeah. Oh, it is out of logic. That's right. Because he doesn't have flippers or glove for Zora to technically be in logic. So, wow.
Ah, yeah, that's true. Ooh, I don't like when people break logic.
It's true. All right. Big 20 at the Gauntlet Chozo.
It's a nice check to make, especially with screw attack. Just makes getting in and out of Gauntlet so much easier.
Yeah, and no high jump boots makes getting to Gauntlet a little bit tricky, but both Maniacal and Astor, very familiar with Super Metroid, and a lot of the hard logic tricks are just straight single jump, first try, and in we go.
Speaking of the Moon Pearl, hiding in Terminator.
All right, then. And Astor did opt to not reset after seeing the Gauntlet item. He's going to make his way back and then probably head on his way right behind Maniacal's steps here over to Terminator to pick up that Moon Pearl as well. And Azur's going to take a dive down to Blue Star first.
Astor, of course, was one of our 2 runners that did not check out Blue Star at the start of the game. Maniacal doing a quick check underneath the mock ball trick just to see that there was...
Oh!
Ow!
Morph
That,
ball.
that's an interesting place for a Morph Ball.
Yeah, for sure. Screw Attack definitely coming in to be the play there.
No, so Morph Ball was locked behind Screw Attack, and Screw Attack was inside the front of Escape.
Yeah, Screw Attack was at the Vanilla Boomerang location, so the second chest inside of the Hyrule Escape front area.
So finding Morph Ball on the way down there is actually allowing Astor to do what is technically the meme route in terms of there's
Oh, wow.
so Super Metroid's now a walk in the park with Space Jump and Screw Attack.
Okay, so from here, I'm curious to see if he's going to go into Green Brinstar straight to Big Pink or if he's going to go back. Power bombs in hand, he might miss that Moon Pearl for a little while.
I think travelling up backwards through Brinstar is probably the slightly better play because there's a lot more item checks you can get done on the way. It is nice to go down and get green hills just while we're here. Although he is choosing to go down towards the red tower.
Alright, Maniacal getting through Old Mother Brain here, gonna be picking up his Moon Pearl. And Astor with Space Jump gonna check out the X-ray item. Nice to get that out of the way, though a lot of the times you may see our runners kind of coming back and forth through this area, so probably would have been checked either sooner or later.
They did pick up the grapple beam early, so it's definitely worth checking while you're there. The space jump along with Screw Attack just makes that room a joke, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Maniacal will be glad to see those second pack of power bombs.
3 E-tanks and a reserve. Is that enough for a lot of the logical requirements for heated rooms?
I believe it's 3 energy tanks or reserve tank total for the ice beam checks, and I believe it's 5 for Bubble Mountain.
Got it. Nice. All right, so let's bet on Croc, maybe? All right, and Hurricane is finishing up with the escape area, saves and quit, and then does a hard reset to send him back into Super Metroid. He should be able to go through and do a lot of the same checks here. We'll have to see if he heads directly down into Blue Brinstar to finish up some of those checks, but I think that a lot of that will get put on the side for Zen and Hrekna since they've already seen the two first Blue Brinstar items. And Hrekna proves me wrong, picking the Morph Ball up right away. And as you're the first to one of our Super Metroid bosses here at Kraid, we'll see if he gets the Kraid quick kill. Nicely done.
Unfortunately, just bomb capacity for defeating Kraid so far. Yet to see what's in that energy tank room, though.
And the Spore Spawn item today is just a missile pack, so... Ooh.
It's the meme beam.
It's the me beam, the spaz beam.
That's not very nice to yourself.
All right, high jump boots today holds heart container. I missed the first item. Some missiles.
According to our chat,
and a
it will-
bow. Ooh. Well, that fills out the Eastern Palace logic requirements with lantern and bow.
And the benefits as well of already having our silvers.
All right, and our logical death mountain access here.
And with that lamp being able to retrace the steps into the old man cave. Very nice to get that spawn point.
The first item in the Edicoons area is a piece of heart followed by a big 20. And our first bottle of green goo.
Now, does Asda risk it to go all the way back down with that one ball for that one check?
Maybe eventually. Hopefully he'll find something that kind of sends him back there, like the flute that could kind of double up as a double purpose. There is a magic cape in Edicoon, so that's Moon Pearl Lantern, a sword, magic cape, Ago 1 is now open.
And there's nothing on Death Mountain for us, I'm afraid. So back into Super Metroid. As they're taking advantage of those energy tanks to mock his way over towards the ice beam checks.
All right, Crumble Tower with just a big 20.
as they're choosing not to keep the bug catching net.
Yeah, that doesn't really surprise me.
Our first hill run rewards us with safety.
So from here, we may see Azure head towards Rex's ship. I don't know if he would go over to... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he'd be heading over to Terminator.
Nothing really in the back of Gauntlet, just a reserve tank and some arrows. And I believe that puts our total energy tanks up to 5, so hell runs are now officially on logic.
Now I'm maniacal doing the Omega missiles check here. For hammer! Okay. Bow, hammer, moon pearl, Aga 1 access, pod.
And then to properly troll them, you just find the hook shot in pod, and then you're like, nope, now you have to walk the long way around the dark world.
Alright, checking out the bomb chorizo. I missed it on Azure stream, so we'll see here what maniacal finds. Missiles, alright.
The amount of times I find an early hook shot and I just know, I know 100% I have to do Aga to get access to the left side of Dark World.
Alright, so Azure just checked the criteria power bomb's location, and now he's heading over to Brinstar, so he'll be picking up the moon pearl as well.
And we're then doing the wave gate glitch, just to be rewarded with a couple of bombs. So the question now is, where's our gloves? Because that's the only thing stopping our Dark World access.
Yep, they could possibly be on the ledge if Aga is actually going to be required. They could be at the top of the red tower, or the moat item, or in wreck ship. They could be a cathedral, in any of the heated rooms, possibly behind anything in Bubble Mountain. They can be in pod, that's correct. It's kind of pretty open at this point where gloves could be. There's quite a few places.
So Maniacal's definitely kitted out enough to deal with our spider friend.
Spider friend?
Yes, our ghost spider friend, Fantoon.
Does he look like a spider?
I've always called him a spider.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. He's got like the weird tentacle-y things. I don't know. A ghost elephant spider balloon. A lot of people do like to joke now that the combo randomizer is a thing that Fantoon is the ghost of Argus. And that kind of makes sense. They have a similar kind of appearance, but I mean, obviously, if you kill Fantoon before Argus, how can you have killed a ghost of something that's still alive?
But that's the joys of storytelling over 2 different time periods.
It's true.
You don't have to explain yourself.
Time is weird.
Timey-wimey. If my
Indeed.
partner's watching, she will be laughing at that comment. Thankfully, I cannot hear her laughing from the other room, so we dodged a bullet there. She is a massive fan of Doctor Who.
All right, so as Asger and Zen are finishing up with their Brinstar checks, we've got both Maniacal and Freckness heading over to check out Rick's ship. We still do have quite a few other options within Super Metroid, especially with how it runs in logic, including Red Tower. So I'll just see where things go now.
It's quite interesting for the amount of items we've found for Link to the Past and Super Metroid. There's not a lot opened up without having to do Aghanim's Tower, and that's not something our runners are going to do the time investment into just yet.
All right, Maniacal finishes up with Fantoon as Freckness drops into the room. Did we see if Asger went to Edekun's yet? Does he have the cape?
I was too busy watching the Fantoon fights.
True. Minded me, our amazing tracker, letting us know that he did pick up the cape, and Asger being the first of our runners to head towards the Red Tower. Of course, he's checked everything else that isn't behind Hell Runs currently, so this makes sense if he goes up through here and into Rick's ship.
I do find it interesting though that we still only have 1 pack of supers.
Yeah, and that was at Sahasrala's hut. Ooh, high jump boots.
There was also some flippers on Astor's screen inside the Red Tower. So that puts our Master Sword on logic.
True. All right. As well as another E-Tank and 2 more items that we have not yet seen at the Waterfall Ferry. All right, Maniacal making his way through the spiky room of death as Freckness finishes up Fantoon. 1 item here on the right side of Rick's ship that we'll see from Maniacal. Ooh, 10 arrows.
Maniacal choosing to, or at least looked like he was going to grapple over that, considering he has space jump. It's a very strange choice.
I didn't see what that item was that Asger was taking a look at.
I do find it very difficult to see that check by jumping up from the bottom, because I think it's just worth going and seeing it while you're up there. You're not going to save much time because you're going to have to kill Fantoon at some point anyway.
Yeah, of course. But then it's just a matter of, do I have to go through the little maze and everything? But chat saying that it looked like a male upgrade.
Another one of those safeties that our runners may or may not choose to pick up.
I think everybody else may pick it up, just because they haven't checked it early. So by the time that they get down there, see the item, they may just grab it anyways. And our right side attic item is another sword.
So we have found 3 of the 4 legendary swords.
All right, and Asger finishes up with Fantoon very quickly. Maniacal going to take a peek at the speed booster locked item here in Wreck Ship.
Meanwhile, Zen has just picked up their flippers from the red tower.
Oh, and our third and final shield. No riot shield for you folks today. Sorry about that.
So I found out the other day that the mirror shield actually causes a lot of lag on Link to the Past.
Yeah, yes it does.
Well, there was another pack of supers on the ceiling of Criteria.
I would say with only 5, most of the runners will probably want to pick those up. Oh.
Maniacal having a bit of problem getting up there before that block respawns. There we go. So do they have to beat Mother Brain and Ganon to win? Yes. They must beat both bosses of both games in order to finish. If they defeat Ganon first, they will respawn on top of the pyramid when they kill Ganon and walk through the staircase. If they decide to beat Mother Brain first, which is slightly rarer circumstances, the escape timer will not start, and once they get to the sort of the main shaft area, it will just sort of revert to the normal mode of the world. Except you get to keep Hyper Beam until you leave.
Yeah, and the reason for that is just in case you complete one game or the other, but you've left some sort of progression item within either game, that you're still able to go back, find any remaining items to do whatever it is that's necessary to complete both games. All right, and Azure with a quick clip through that little platform, heading up to the attic. We'll see if we will have him grab that sword. I assume we will, because Master Sword at minimum is required for the game. So. And I haven't seen a glove yet anywhere that Maniacal has checked. So.
No, so apart from that sword upgrade, there was very little in Wreck Ship.
Yeah, sword and high jump boots.
Maniacal will be able to climb down Red Tower and get his flippers.
All right, Zen Trigger finishing up with Kraid. So a couple different things here that our runners may be thinking, having picked up Cape with the second sword, as well as Hammer at the Omega Missiles location. There's Aga that's available. Having picked up Flippers, we've got access logically to Zora, Waterfall Cave, the Old Man Under the Bridge. Outside of that, High Jump Boots doesn't really give us too much access to very many things. It does make a little bit more sense to go through Cathedral and a couple of the heated rooms, having picked up the High Jump Boots, but we'll have to see where people are going to be going from here.
Yeah, our high jump boots being more utility at this point because they already found space jump. But our question still remains though, where is our glove? Or where's one of our two gloves?
North Air Reserve.
And there's Zen picking up his bow. Zen making their way on Death Mountain to get to their old man and do their checks of Spectacle Rock.
Gloves on Pyramid Ferry would require some very, very special circumstances, and I don't think that it would happen very easily.
We would need to know what our two red crystals are first. Because no one's done a map check inside a Dark Road.
Yep.
So we have Aster now back in Link to the Past, taking advantage of those flippers. Going to go check the Hobo. Likely head up towards Zora and check out the Waterfall Fairy. I nearly said Waterfall Pyramid because there's fairies everywhere.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a waterfall pyramid?
If I was running this seed, my brain would be screaming Aga at this point, and that's a worrying thought.
All right, and we do see crystals 5 and 6 in Skullwoods and Thievestown. Pod and Swamp Palace are our remaining pendants. So technically, yes, Pyramid Fairy could hold some gloves. However, that's going to be pretty crummy little setup if you have to go through Aga 1.
Yeah, if it's pendant pod, that's screaming for information there. There's got to be something. Esther did check our waterfall for us. We had another energy tank and another pack of supers, which you'll be glad to see.
Yes, most definitely. Super missiles. You're going to want, I think most people aim for at least 30. Mostly just for Ridley. Makes it a lot easier, but you can make it work without.
I think my rule for it is just pick up whatever supers you find, get about 30 missiles, and then you're fine. Because if you don't want to have the charge beam, the supers are your next best thing.
Yep. Of course.
So as they're checking out King Zora and picking up his carrot stick.
Yeah, as Zen, having picked up all of those upgrades, hasn't even been to Wreck Ship yet to get his second sword, but he just looks at the items that he's got and he's like, oh man, it's gonna be Aga.
Yep, because Zen chose to go down Red Tower instead of going up towards the wreck ship.
Aga Tower with only fighter sword makes me want to cry.
He does have hammer though. You could just hammer those guys much faster.
Yeah, but the hammer doesn't do as much knockback, so he'd be taking quite a bit of damage. What was that in Cathedral? Was that the
I was
gloves?
not paying attention.
Oh, gravity. Ooh. Gravity suit in Cathedral. You have a suit that gives you water movement under lava.
But still no protection from heat because we changed that.
Yeah.
You can swim in lava, but it's still going to be really warm.
All right, so I said gloves were here at Norfair Reserve. Starting off with a big 20, and I was wrong.
And some green goo. That's our second lot of green goo. You think the seed is telling us we need magic?
Maybe.
Mind of me, that's a bit cruel having both gloves and mire.
I mean, it could happen. You could have flute in the Meyer shed.
It can
And
definitely
both
happen,
gloves
I just
inside
think
of
it's
mine.
cruel. To be fair, I'm commentating, so chances are that is going to happen. Because so far, most of the seeds I've commentated have had some weird form of logic in them. Does the combo randomizer have working hints? No. And from what I've heard about Total, he doesn't like hints. So chances are they're not going to get implemented.
Yo, double E-tanks at speed booster? That's nice when you're trying to go through that with no Varia.
Yep, Asda's looking a lot more healthy all of a sudden.
Alright, and Zen triggered just one room away from our Aga 1 fight.
The question, of course, being how many blue balls are we going to get?
4.
I like to say 2. If I say any more than 2, I tend to scream at my computer and go, this is a crap seed, and delete it. It's like you've already made me waste like 10 minutes climbing up this tower. I'm not wasting any more time on you, Aga.
Well, there's your 2. Hopefully he doesn't get any more. Alright, Reckonus picking up his bow. Maniacal about to find out the nonsense at Spectacle Rock as Ashter heads towards Crockmire. And that is our 4th blue ball. All right, I was wrong too. We're at 5.
Taking out some frustration on the wall. Aster playing Crockmire visit.
And 5 blue balls. Of course, with the combo randomizer, anybody else who heads towards AGA 1 will have different PRNG. Oh, not PRNG, but just RNG. They don't have a way to have the same randomized results between Ganon warps, AGA balls, and things like that.
Aster finding some more super missiles. Always happy to find more super missiles. And there's some more good.
That's our 3rd one.
Had enough. That's 3 sets of flubber.
Alright, Zen heading straight in the direction of Hype Cave. Maniacal popping over here to the Zora domain, going to be picking up his E-Tank super missiles, 2nd E-Tank at the Zora ledge, and his tempered sword from King Zora.
So what are our predictions for Hype Cave?
Mushroom, badger, spring ball. Moderately.
But that was quite terrifying. I was thinking badger, and you said it.
Well, you know.
Oh, there's a red cane. So Crockmire's hiding a red cane. Let's see what our grapple beam has. Oh, plasma.
Nice. The value.
All right, Spacer, you've had your fun. Time to get the proper weaponry out now.
I'm wondering what it is that Hyrachnis is farming for. Where's Maniacal off to? Is he checking Lumberjack? Did he not check Lumberjack before?
Looks like he didn't. Or if he did, he didn't note it down. I actually thought he may have been going for the quick tree pull for some money, but he already has his temper sword. I reckon his low needs to be a bit close to low health.
Oof.
When did Rackinus last save? Hopefully it was
just
in
at the
Bubble
bottom. Yeah, just
Oh,
here
at the
before he went in the heated room. So.
As they're taking advantage of that gravity suit, I'm going to check out Meridia.
Yeah. Super Missile and an E-Tank in the Main Street area. Heading through over to Mama Turtle?
Yeah, suitless Meridia can be required in hard logic. But you do need certain item combinations to be able to do it.
All right, and Reckon is sticking with the whole hell run here. He's going all the way to Bubble Mountain rather than heading back towards the business center.
I'm not sure if maybe he found gravity and just tried to bug out the first time round, and that was what resulted in him getting killed.
And Maniacal making the play into Eastern with the bow. He's going to be able to go through and fully clear that. There is one item remaining on Armos, and this will be our first crystal completed dungeon. So
We have Zen exploring a pendant pod. Zen, you have hammer. Why are you trying to kill yourself and go that way? I suppose he doesn't have the boots to bonk off the staircase.
yeah.
We have Astor heading towards the watering hole. Get some to... Oh, the book.
Nice. And
Combine-
with Master Sword or higher with Tempered, he's able to check at least the Ether tablet for now. He will need the Dark World access and Mirror to check Bombos.
He actually can check either because he doesn't have mirror or the hookshot to get up Death Mountain.
Oh, you're right. Shoot.
It's so bizarre to not have those type of items at this point.
All right, we'll be able to check one of the two. Oh, he's going to go for a snow clip. So we'll see if we can get both of them here.
Zen finding some more supers inside pod.
All right, Nazir makes it through the snow clip. Missiles on the flute. Doo, 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 doo. Great.
So our flute is locked behind speed.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure in hard logic that snow clip is okay. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's okay. So that will also get him back to village, the Kakariko village. He's got his bottle. He can turn that in and find out what's at Sick Kid as well.
I believe it's Bombos at Sick Kid.
Oh, did we already check that? I don't see anybody.
Maniacal
Oh,
has...
Maniacal. Yeah.
Shout outs to chat because they were the ones who told me.
All right, right side sand pit, nothing there, but we are going to see Shack Tool. And a big 20.
And a big 20.
Silly Armos Knights. Alright, so first crystal for Maniacal, finishing up with Eastern Palace. Zen Trigger going through Pod. Haven't seen any super great progression there yet.
No, I haven't seen anything myself, just health and ammo. If Shactil has something, I'm going to have to stop commentating Seed because I believe that's twice in a row I'm going to have commentated a Seed that Shactil has progression.
Yeah, we'll see. It could be nothing. Nah,
Just
it's
miss it.
nice, but not progression.
Did Zen even kill Hilma?
No, he did not. It is a pendant dungeon, and if he's already found all of the items and just left compass or something behind, then it should be okay. Unless, of course, something's on pedestal.
So we need Asdar to take his book and go check pedestal.
I don't think that'll happen for quite some time, but yeah. Alright, left
And
side
this we
sand bit.
some money and some money.
Funny. Alright, so without Ice Beam or Charge Beam or Speed Booster, I guess just Ice Beam or Speed Booster, the backside of Meridia is currently locked for Azure. He won't be able to get there, even through the Dark World currently. So we'll see him probably finish out the heated runs here. Or activate Flute.
Activating the flute's definitely a good call, being able to just bounce around the map. Zen unfortunately have to deal with a lot of lag caused by those pink guards. After killing Aghanim, all of the guards get an upgrade.
We've also got Mushroom from Hype Cave on Zen Trigger's side that we haven't seen turned in yet.
Yeah, Zen's the only one who's properly accessed our Dark World.
Alright, Hyrcanus just a little bit away from his Plasma Beam and Cane of Samaria.
And as they're just going to be picking up his bombos. So unfortunately the flute doesn't really open up on it, anything on its own, it's just more convenience of being able to maneuver around the map.
Yeah.
So we're still missing some major form of progression.
Well, book opens up desert. A couple items there.
Let's hope it's not boots locked.
True. With Gravity Suit, Space Jump, and Screw Attack, and the amount of E-Tanks that they have, a Lava Dive?
Yeah, Lower Norfair could hold our progression. Ridley holds one glove and Golden Teresa could hold the other. But to go more than an hour into a seed without having the gloves is quite scary.
Alright, Solsky let me know in chat that Lava Dive is not in Logic without Varia.
I just sense that Skullsy doesn't want to do it hard. Come on, where's the challenge?
Oh, really nice snow clip by Maniacal, doing it in the main little corridor there rather than in the small little hallway chamber for Speed Booster. So that was really cool to see.
Solskjaer also pointing out that the back door to Meridia is also available.
Yeah, through AGA 1, because we don't have any way to get into the Dark World elsewise currently.
Zen has decided to now make his way over towards Wreck Ship. And we have Rakinus behind Maniacal and exploring out Meridia.
All right, and as you're getting that big 20 from Armos and heading over to Desert, so we'll see here what 2 items are hiding, if they're not Boots Lock, of course.
Vanilla gloves would be a nice troll.
What? Azure, wait. Wait a minute. I guess you can just flute. That's not too bad.
Yes, Titans could be on pedestal.
And here we go.
Oh, there's one item down.
Boots locked.
And here we have key. Because it has to be the key.
Yeah, if it's not the big key or a small key in that middle chest, then it is definitely boots locked. Yikes.
We are running out of locations yet again.
Yep. Aga, I think it has to be the play into possibly Mushroom Hype Cave. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that Mushroom is the play. Oh yeah, Stumpy and Digging Game could also be in there.
Yeah, we haven't. I'm pretty sure Zen Trigger didn't quite make it that far. But pretty much at this
Zen
point, it
returned
is
to Pod, yeah.
100% Aga required. Yikes.
Zen getting a nice doppelganger there on Fenton.
All right. Azure filling up here at the ship. Is he going for the Lower Norfair play? We'll see.
If he floats to 1.
as you're heading into the Norfair Business Center, we'll see him do a quick dip into Lower Norfair, I believe.
Yes, he has 11 E-tanks. And I think
12
he only
if you
has
count the
one?
reserve.
Reserves don't count, they're fake. Is Maniacal close on his heels, or is he just checking these Bubble Mountain checks?
Yeah, I think he's just doing Bubble Mountain. You can see on his map that he hasn't checked anything there. That doesn't mean that after he's done with Bubble Mountain, he won't dip into Lower Norfair, but for now, as far as what he's committed to, it's currently just Bubble Mountain, I think. All right, and our third Shack Tool check for Reckness, just seeing those super missiles and does a reset.
Time for some of the best music in the game.
All right, and going through the Golden Chorizo section, this Chozo that currently has Azure will not activate even if you have everything else except it requires Space Jump. So if you come to this area, you don't have Space Jump, you jump into the Chozo, he's just going to stand there and be like, yo, what's up, dude?
I think one of the other important things to notice is your health will still decrease while you're in that cutscene.
Yeah, yes.
So you need to make sure you can survive it.
As you're going for the Crystal Spark.
Yeah, Crystal Flash.
Yeah. Nicely done, just before GT.
Deciding to pick up the 20 rupees.
All right. So GT's got nothing for us today. We'll do a reset and then head down the right side of Lower Norfair, and then probably take the portal check Meyer.
Then picking up his Master Sword. And now we have Rackinus joining us inside Norfair, but going towards Link to the Past.
Yep.
They will
Probably
also be going to
activate
activate their flute.
and then check in Desert. And Zen with Spring Ball gets through that speed booster check in Wreck Ship quite a lot easier. Azure makes it through the green gate glitch and on his way over to the screw attack, screw attack and the portal into Link to the Past. All right, he's getting a check at his Dark World and the bombos required for Misery Mire.
Which thankfully we already have from the sick kid.
Yep. So we are able to get in there. We do have Lantern. It is fully
We also
clearable.
have Red Cane, yeah, so we can clear it fully.
Yep. Yo,
there's a
fire
rod.
rod! All right.
Skull Woods, anyone? Nope, can't get there.
Not yet.
Why do we not have access to the left side of Dark World? This is just so wrong.
We do limited access to Hive Cave, Stumpy, and Dig Game, but that's pretty much it, and only through AGA 1 currently.
I don't count that as left side Dark World.
Why did Astra not go in? Oh, he doesn't have boots or hookshot. He can't actually get into Mire. He can get into the dungeon, but he can't go past that first room because he doesn't have a way to get over the ledge.
Ah, that's a good point.
All right, he's doing his AGA play. Aw, man.
Because unfortunately, I don't think you can bomb jump that one.
No, you cannot.
It's just a bit too far.
All right, and Reckonus following right behind, hot on his tails, would be second and third of our restream runners to go through AGA. Maniacal making the play down through the Crocomire area.
Choosing, of course, to do it in reverse. Yeah, I believe I commentated that race 2 weeks ago.
I do believe you did say that AGA was required for the last races that you've commentated.
And I believe the time before that we had weird glove locations, and then the time before that it was 100% seed.
Yeah, let's just throw it all together. Let's put weird glove locations with AGA and 100% seed.
And then the time before that I think was a spoiler race where you had to backdoor Meridia to get your first glove upgrade, which is a very, very bizarre way of doing it. Thankfully it was a spoiler race and our racers already knew where their gloves were. I just don't have good luck when it comes to commentating these races. Yeah, Bat is out of logic, but we can do our magic powder glitch, or fake powder glitch. If our runners decide to keep Mushroom that long.
And as I said earlier, each of our runners will have different RNG based on the AGA 1, AGA 2, and Ganon fights as far as blue balls, teleports, and all of that. There isn't a way to kind of set the first round of any of those fights for the combo randomizer. Astor looks to be getting a little bit better luck with less blue balls. And as I say that, of course.
The commentator's curse.
As you're seeing that third bottle with green goo for the seed so far. Be curious to see if he decides he wants to go up and check catfish first. Or nope, straight to pod.
Choosing not to even go down towards High Cave. And Maniacal. Get looking at Maniacal's screen.
Ooh.
What is it? What is it?
Just cash.
Ah,
Oh yeah, catfish without gloves. Shoot.
see this no gloves thing? This is just it's throwing a spanner in our works. Yep, we can indeed go through backdoor Meridia. We can get 3 checks. Technically 4, because you could kill Dragon and then go check Plasma Beam. And we know where Plasma Beam is, so you can kill those pirates. Plus you also have Screw Attack.
Yes.
Anyone secretly wishing for gloves at Plasma Beam? Or is that a little bit too mean?
Nah.
See, drugs are not worth the money.
Yep, not the mushroom today.
So we have Rackinus going over towards Stumpy. We were able to get 2 new checks in. Power Bombs. We have unfortunately seen Shacktail and it just had some supers.
Alright, as you're making the play to the back. The game. Oh, that's a lot of digs. Oh,
Pyramid Fairy is the next troll spot.
super is a dig game, so not going to be at Stumpy or at other left side Dark World checks that we currently have.
I think a real troll would be to get like the hook shot, which would lead you up to Ether, which would give you the shovel, and which would lead to the mirror, so you could go check Bumbles and find the gloves there.
Alright. Still looking for compass and map. I'm pretty sure that the map is the bottom right chest here in the Dark Maze. And then compass is on Helmasaur King.
It'll be interesting to see if Astor actually goes and kills Helmixor King, or if he's counting item.
I would assume that he likely wouldn't.
Yeah, that's a safe click.
Yeah. Pendant could possibly be on his mind for pedestal, but he knows that like Boots Lock Desert, still looking for Hookshot and Mirror for Swamp Palace, so I don't know.
See, that'd be the concern running around my mind is you're still missing quite a few progression items. So pedestal is starting to look a bit more incentivized? Trying to think of the right word for it. Enticing, that's the word.
Bonus. Yeah, we did see Maniacal check pedestal with the book. It is couch cash. So we know that pendants will not be required for pedestal. But Astor does not yet know that. And he'll be picking up his spring ball, mushroom, and additional ammos. All right.
I believe we checked all of Upper Norfair and a couple of checks in Lower Norfair.
Yep, we did Gold Chorizo and the vanilla screw attack location. And outside of that, everything else is currently left to be checked later on. As you're about to find out the bad news, pretty much that is gonna not have very much more progression here in the Dark World.
I believe Ridley still needs our charge beam.
Yeah, logically and Varia. I'm pretty sure. No? Well, yeah, yes, because we don't have gloves, so.
As they're choosing to do fake powder.
Yeah. Out of logic, of course. Yeah.
So our green pendant is Desert Palace, and we have already seen that the torch has our small key, so it's boots locked. So we need to find our boots first. And then we need to find our gloves.
Azur's doing the thing. He's gonna jump in the water. Oh man.
Get stuck on the rock. Astor has unfortunately had to forfeit because he just broke Link's neck off that rock.
Yeah, his legs are broken, all sorts of things. Bad stuff.
Why does everyone's timer look so different? I believe everyone has their own custom timer. It depends what program you use as well to like monitor your time. You can have
Yeah.
some very fancy customizations.
Or just random characters and numbers appear, as Astor is sometimes known to have, but today it looks like he's just sticking with the normal timer.
I think it was Linkus who made a massive like video tutorial on all the different things you could do with light splits or something like that. And it's like it goes really in depth all of a sudden. I was like, I never realized you could customize a timer to be that fancy.
All right, and the promise missiles today just a big 20.
The precious room not holding very much.
Yes.
I still love that that's called the precious room.
I don't think it's very precious. Yo, I just noticed Azure only has 93 health. That's scary. Okay.
Trying to get Crystal Flash
Crystal
and
Flash.
survived. 1 health too high.
Nice. This is scaring me. What's happening? I see, okay. All right, instead of going for the flash suit, he's just gonna whoa go with killing Dragon instead. Reckon is picking up his big 20 from Armos and his first crystal. Maniacal making the play to the back of Meridia as well.
Yeah, Dragon had nothing of important mind to me, so it doesn't matter that you missed it.
Just missiles at the bottom and eating.
As they're choosing not to check plasma?
Yeah, I was about to say
Question
it's gonna weird.
I think he's just remembered. Or he was doing that to do the autosave.
Safety save, yeah.
If Plasma Beam has the glove, I'm popping off. Just a bit of warning, because I called that a long time ago.
You did. I don't know where else it could be. I mean, boots could be
Spike.
there, and glove could be behind bonk rocks.
Yep, so at the end of Spike Cave, you need the gloves to lift up the weird block thing.
Yep, boots could also hold the second item in Desert Palace. Could be hookshot to Death Mountain on the right side. What's it gonna be?
Where is it?
Well,
So that now puts Lower Norfair into our logic.
yeah, that's pretty much gonna be required plasma beam location. So, yep.
Now we can go kill Ridley.
Of course, charge would have to be somewhere in Lower Norfair before Ridley, logically. All right. Just on his way out of Meridia, and Azure will be heading directly back towards Lower Norfair. Preckness going for the wave gate glitch and gets it there. Be disappointed just to find some bombs.
We will Zen down at the back end of Crocomire. We're going to pick up his red cane. And Maniacal looks like they are heading their way to Plasma Beam. They're about to find their various. This is going to be like find all the items in Super Metroid and then just go mode Link to the Past.
Alright, Azure making that lava dive room super easy with both suits, screw attack, and space jump.
Screw Attack and Space Jump are just such a nice combination to have. The Screw Attack making you immune to pretty much everything except from Ridley's tail. Speaking of microwaves, we haven't actually found X-Ray.
Yeah, and of course, still looking for charge as well.
Oh, Mickey!
All right. There is our first glove. We have charge and our second glove also in Lower Norfair.
You ever wondered why Mickey has such big gloves?
Ah, that's true. He slipped the white gloves on over the power gloves. That's also why he can carry around gigantic hammers in his pocket to, like, smash things with all the time. Because he's got the gloves. Well, there's that.
Charge beam and the power bombs of shame.
Charge beam of shame. Alright, and as you're doing a very quick job of dispatching, ooh, these metal pirates. Just hits
That loose
second one.
deflection. Arachnus looks like he's farming up to do a lava dive.
And Asger having plasma charge, not even worrying about refilling his missiles, just gonna go straight into the relay fight.
I realised I've been so busy watching Asdar run around Lord Norfair, I completely forgot there's 3 other runners on the stream.
Yep.
So
and
Maniacal is
Maniacal.
going towards Space Jump into the Golden Chorizo.
Yeah. He was able to also pick up that berry too, so he's just shortly behind Asger. He will probably go through and fight Golden Chorizo, I would guess. We'll see whether or not. I don't think he's saved, so I think we'll see him go through that full fight.
I think he did save, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, and Reckonus also taking the lava dive, or the heated hell run dives here into Lower Norfair. He has not gone into the back of Meridia yet, so no various suit for him. Ridley down for Asger.
Meanwhile, Zen is currently in the front of Meridia, so we'll be disappointed to not find there's the other one.
I said it. Both gloves and charge beam by Lower Norfair. It's amazing. Maniacal getting a good farm from the Gold Chorizo drops here, getting quite a few super missiles there. Nice drops.
The advantage of graphical making that so much easier. So yeah, Asdar, if he wished, could go and finish Super Metroid. And then that just means he has to just blitz through everything and Link to the Past. So let's see what else is on Lower Norfair. Oh, there's a single arrow. Maniacal taking that dive into Mire to see what the medallion requirement is.
And 10 arrows behind the jail, so we'll be seeing that.
So we have the front of the little maze, and we have the missiles below. Oh, there's hook shot there again.
Hold over Ruby Whistles, holding the hook shot.
So I believe we just need ice rod.
Yeah, mirror still, of course. Well,
Why do we need mirror though? Because we don't have to do
boots.
swamp.
Could need boots.
Well, we don't need boots either because deserts are pendant.
Right, but Ganon Tower Big Key, you never know.
That one in like 23% chance. One
Right.
in the 23.
Or
Or
Ether or Quake, depending on the Turtle Rock medallion. We aren't quite out of the woods yet. So we could still need mirror if Ether for Turtle Rock is at Graveyard Ledge, or what the item may be on the floating island at Death Mountain.
As you're making an interesting choice of just immediately bugging out of Death Mountain to go and check on the eastern side. I think it would have been a bit better to go up and check what the medallion required for Turtle Rock is.
Yeah, but you can also do all of those checks at the end between Hera and then Turtle Rock back to back just before going to GT.
Maniacal starting off their Ridley fight. Arachnus choosing to go into the back door of Meridia, so they'll be picking up their Varia soon, we hope. Meanwhile, we have Asdar clearing out Village of Outcasts, heading into Thieves Town. What does Blind have for us today?
Well, a small key. That's nice.
It's not so much to worry about because we have our hammer, so we don't have to worry about our big chest.
Yeah. All right, Maniacal finishing up with Ridley. Gonna be picking up his Titan's mitts.
The first chest was a big key, and there was a small key in the other one, so there's only two.
Ooh, Frekinus getting the quick grab there to finish up with Dragon. That's very well done.
Yeah, that's actually strangely hard to do. It's like I went, that'll be easy, and still can't do it.
Alright, Freckness finished up with Dragon. Gonna have to see if they go directly to Plasma. I would think they would, but we'll see.
Yep, they look to be heading that way now. Meanwhile, Maniacal making their escape from Lower Norfair, so they'll be picking up their hookshot shortly.
Alright, so there's a good chance that the compass is on blind and there is an item, the final item within the big chest, but it could also be opposite. So we'll see here as Azure goes to the Thieves' Town big chest what we've got. Alright.
And there's Varia for Arachnus, so they'll likely be diving down into Lower Norfair. And now Hussein making their way over towards Dragon, so hopefully they'll be picking up their Varia shortly as well. And then they'll make their play towards Ridley, and they'll be able to pick up their gloves. Meanwhile, Astra looking to be heading towards Skull Woods. Be good for him to clear out as many crystal dungeons as he can. Go quick check to see what's on Bumper Cave. Was that X-ray scope? I didn't get a good shoot. Yep, X-ray scope.
Yep. Fire Rod was in the Mire Shed left chest.
Meanwhile, Maniacal's in Paradox Cave. I did not see what was at the bottom. But nothing at the top. Or is this the bottom? And the other
I think
bit
technically this is bottom. I don't know. I never know. Paradox. I mean, that's why it's called Paradox Cave. It's a mystery. Alright, and the island, floating island, just missiles? Alright, we're gonna get a peek here at the ether tablet. Well, not a peek. We're gonna open the ether tablet to find a big 20.
early big key in Tower of Hera.
Ooh, followed by the small key. Leave the map in the basement.
Yep, map or compass in the basement, and we just climb up Hera and get all the items on the way. Just money is the first item.
Good to see.
And Zen picking up their various suit.
Nice.
And missiles is the second item. So nothing too important in here, but if thankfully we don't have to go down to the basement.
Yes, very, very nice to see that.
If Maniacal needed a toilet break, he's sort of screwed. Aster is now looking to be diving into Mire. Now that we have our hookshot, we can get across the gap.
I'm guessing that Maverick in chat meant swamp as in Misery Mire. Being that it's in the swampy mire, but
It could also be Swamp Palace, because we could find our mirror. Because
yeah.
Ice Red can't be anywhere, remember?
Yep.
So we could find our mirror, and that could lead you into Swamp.
Yeah, the hookshot was at Hodoruby Missiles, so just before the Lower North Shore Maze.
Maniacal having to make the walk of shame around Spiral Cave.
Alright, Maniacal making his way back over here from Tower of Hera. Probably see him check out the Spiral Cave, and that's what he just did, and I missed it.
Yep, he did. So he's going towards Turtle Rock. We'll be able to see what our medallion requirement is.
Finally!
Along with checking our Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave. There's a good number of items there.
Double bombos.
That's not a good sign, because that means you can go all the way through.
Yep. Though, I think I've said this before. I know I've said this before, but the key to Turtle Rock generally is like right outside under the doormat or a mirror.
There's a mirror.
Ice Rock could still be in here
And
as
there's
well.
an ice beam.
Oh,
A blue cane, so
man.
it's the wrong cane that's blue.
That was an amazing hookshot cave. Ice Beam and Super Bunny? Not there. Oh my god. Well, that's it. Unless boots are on, or GT Big Key is on Torch, Maniacal is in go mode. Or, I mean, anything behind boots, I suppose.
Yep, slow mode. So 2 hours and 6 minutes to get to go mode. And that's after having gloves and items, and it's so late in the seed.
Yeah. Yeah. And hookshot and charge beam. Ooh, really nice early key in Turtle Rock as well.
I believe that means you can steal the key from the Poke and not have to go to the vanilla chest.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also to sort of point out that any sort of advantage that Aster has right now has sort of been eliminated because Maniacal can now just go mode these dungeons, whereas Aster is still looking for his ice rod.
Yes. And of course, in the back of his mind, he could possibly also be thinking, am I going to need either a Quake for Mizuruma or for Turtle Rock? Of course, we know that he won't, but...
Maniacal wanted to be extra careful around these champ jumps because they will hurt.
Yeah, even with Blue Mail, they're not nice. And Maniacal got booped by that bunny beam. Now he's going to be running away, trying to get this Pokey to give him the small key, and he's going to steal it.
Yep, the only thing valuable that could be in that chest is another key. So you're effectively
Yes.
wasting a key for a key.
Alright, Zen makes it through the gold chorizo. Astor making his way towards the Ice Palace bomb jump.
Yeah, I believe Andy and Ivan are doing a co-op to
Yeah.
SMZ3.
They are indeed team farts from the SMZ3 2v2 co-op tournament. All right, Maniacal gonna be popping into the Trinex fight here. It's got full magic, which is good. Tempered sword, that'll help out, and blue mail. So one green potion, I think. We've seen like 8 of them.
I know you picked up a blue potion.
Did he buy
When he
one?
was,
Okay.
yeah, when he was at the mushroom handing. Not that he needs it. Very quick work of those 2 heads.
And very quick work of Trinex.
Yep, it is already halfway through June. It's nearly time for SGDQ.
Oh, so it was vanilla big key. Yikes. There's the boots in Ice Palace. So if there's anything in GT, like big key, that we will need, then that's gonna be, if Maniacal just straight up go modes ice, that could be a problem.
That could be quite a punishment.
Yeah, and depends on how quickly Azure gets up to check out what's at Turtle Rock and the items on East Death Mountain, Super Bunny, and Hookshack Cave to find out whether or not he's going to have to hunt for an additional medallion. There's quite a few other overworld checks that he may end up working on with those boots.
We also run the risk that Aster might just dive straight into Turtle Rock with praying that the ice rod's actually in there. Aster using bombs to take care of the ice of Cold Stare. Meanwhile, we have Zen about to take on Ridley, just needs to farm up a little bit. Yep, Aster had a great fight at Cold Stare, just bundled them up, kept them in the corner. Where was Ice Beam? Ice Beam was in Hookshot Cave. And Aster looks to be checking some of those overworld spots with the boots.
Yeah, so this is kind of one of the things that I would have been more worried about is thinking, oh, well, Boots could possibly have Ice Rod. Nobody ever expects Ice Rod to be right outside of Turtle Rock, uh, except me, of course.
It does have a bit of an advantage if you would find like a beam combo, because we're still missing wave.
It's true, yeah, and that could be in Ganon's Tower. And Azur's making his way over to East Death Mountain and Darkwood Death Mountain. Without Mirror in Hookshot Cave, it's less easier to route back and forth between the two of them, but all right. Reckness just finishing up with Vitreous, 2 silver arrows to the eye, and that will finish that off quickly. Zen Trigger very close to finishing up Ridley. Should be done now.
Yep, just getting grabbed. Maniacal blitzing his way through the Thieves' Town.
Alright, the Azure are going to be heading over to finish up Hera before swapping back over, doing Spiral Cave and then Dark Death Mountain. Similar routing to how Maniacal did it, just kind of the inverse of who did it first.
Yeah, without Mirror, there's no easy way to get back from Death Mountain. Dark Death Mountain, should I say, to get to Tower of Power, so it makes sense.
Alright, Reckness going through Skullwoods, finding the items here, and heading straight back to Mothula. Zen triggered shortly away from being able to pick up the hookshot right here at Hoda Ruby Missiles.
Blind talking about tires.
Yeah.
Aster making very quick work of Troll Dorm. As Maniacal's finishing on Blind.
Ooh, Reckness squeaking through that door. Very nicely done.
So Maniacal just has Meyer and Ice Palace to finish up. Well, Aster has to pick up his Ice Rod and Hookshot Cave. not Hookshot Cave, Bunny Cave, and clear out Turtle Rock. Now here is where it matters. Does he decide to just risk diving into Turtle Rock without checking Super Bunny Cave? Because you are on top. You can see his vamos.
All right, so he's gonna head into Hookshot Cave to start. Probably pop into Super Bunny Cave, and then he will also be, well, he'll be in more of a 100% go mode than Maniacal could possibly be until we see that GT torch. And Azure still with just a little bit of a lead, as Turtle Rock will be his final dungeon. Maniacal just has to finish up Misery Mire and Ice Palace, and he'll be heading back up.
And yeah, there was nothing of importance in Palace of Darkness.
All right, so not a lot of new information that we're going to see right now. Pretty much at this point, we are just waiting to see what comes up for GT Big Key. So you guys, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, make sure to pop over to the streamers' channels, give them a follow, and let them know that you appreciate their race today and how they're giving us some entertainment. Also, just want to say one more time, in case you weren't here earlier at the beginning of the stream, happy Father's Day to all of our father viewers, father runners, Speed Gaming crew, and staff who are fathers. And hope you guys all have a great holiday.
And also, don't forget to jump over to Miss Metroid's channel and give her a follow, because you do a lot of unacknowledged work for Speed Gaming.
Ah, thanks. Follow Thoras too.
It's underappreciated.
And Mind of Me, of course, our awesome tracker. She's awesome.
No, you're breathtaking.
You're all breathtakingly awesome.
It's sad that was practically the best part of E3.
No, that's not sad at all. It's amazing.
Also, shout out to the red shield protecting Asdor not once but twice in that room.
Oh, it's a shame
It's
it wasn't
such
3
a-
times.
Such an underappreciated shield.
Yes, I agree. A lot of people don't even want any shields, and I like them all.
See, I loved the red shield, and only because when I started playing Randomizer and having to do blind without it, I started taking a lot more damage. It's like I never realized how much that red shield had saved me before when I used to play this game vanilla.
Yeah. I think it's also pretty awesome when you're doing Landmo 2 in Ganon's Tower and you're kind of trying to like line up when you want to do fire rod shots or shoot your silver arrows, that the Medusa's head that's in the room shooting fireballs at you too, that red shield can kind of deflect or block some of those as well. So it's pretty nice to have.
As they're making quick work of the two heads of Trinix.
And done. So now's about the time when we start seeing some random numbers get popped up in chat. Usually somewhere between 1 and 22. If you guys want to get some numbers in chat where you think that Ganon Tower big key might be. Some of you guys might be hoping for number 3 for that GT big key on the Ganon torch.
Most people might just be excited for 23 because the title room.
True. My guess is usually number 9 or the fire snake room. Depends on what routing and everything that the player takes.
I like to see just random numbers and pick whichever one I want. So I'm gonna go with 5.
5, all right. As you're gonna kind of keep us waiting, he's already got boots, so he knows that even if the key is there, he'll be able to get it. First chest, arrow capacity upgrade. Second chest, power bombs. Alright, boots are not required. Maniacal is also 100% in go mode.
We do have Arachnus checking out some of these overworld locations.
Ooh, half magic. Very nice to see. A little late, but there we are. That's chest number 6. So Sarah 468 in chat with chest number 6. Good guess.
Captain MD also said number 6.
Oh yeah. I didn't read the gonna say. I was just looking for numbers. My bad.
It doesn't count. You had text in your field.
Yeah. That's something.
And now we have Maniacal climbing Death Mountain, close on the heels of Asdor, heading towards Ganon Tower.
Alright, so Frecken is also making the play into Ice Palace before checking Death Mountain. I'm probably going to be finding his boots as well.
I have never forgiven Dr. Bobtastic for rickrolling us with the swagged up theme on one during one of the races last year.
Dr. Bob's good peoples. Recognize. Ooh, just I think a single pixel too low on that bomb jump. Oh, gets it first try. Every time.
It's definitely one of the more useful bomb jumps to know on Link to the Past.
Alright, and Asger with a plethora of keys. No need to worry about getting through these next couple of rooms. Nicely done with Moldorm too.
As they're checking the validation chests, only finding super slow.
Ooh, really nice there with that Aga. Getting some good patterns for Asger. And done. Alright, and into the Ganon fight Asger goes. 2.5 hearts. We'll have to see if he maintains this.
Meanwhile, Mechanical's starting the Gauntlet and the GT, so not too far behind. It looks like Zen has decided to check out Death Mountain, so hopefully they go into Dark Death Mountain and get their Ice Rod soon.
Very nicely done by Asger into phase 3. Reckonus just about to get his boots. Ooh, misses the torch glitch, but still has one of those green potions. Should be fine. Wow, very nicely done by Asger. We'll get 1G in chat, as he's still got Mother Brain to go.
I don't know if you just saw the SRL there, Miss Metroid. It's like they stole it.
We do have a first place finisher, Aussie 101, as one of our racers who is not restreamed today, finishing in first place with an SRL time of 2 hours, 35 minutes, and 57 seconds.
Yep, Aussie is remarkably good at this combo randomizer.
Right, Reckon is finishing up with Ice Palace as well. Zen Trigger gonna be popping into Tower of Hera here. Looks to be making the same route as Azure and Maniacal already did. Finishing up with East Death Mountain, Hera, then doing Spiral Cave, jumping back down and going into the Dark World to check out Dark Death Mountain. And thank you so much to S Gordon 2002 for their Twitch Prime subscription to Speed Gaming. We appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much.
Maniacal making quick work of Trolldorm too. So they'll be shortly behind in their Agnum 2 fight. Aster making some quick work of those Metroids on his way to Turian. Was that a triple I just seen Maniacal get?
Possibly. They may have been a little close on some of those hits, but that one probably would have been too. If they hit too close together, then sometimes the hits don't actually register as a third hit or a second hit. Right, and Zen Trigger finishing up with Hera.
Aster, remember the most important trick of all, to face right when you get grabbed by the baby Metroid.
Yeah.
I think it only saves you about 30 frames. Definitely not the easiest thing to do without Wave Beam though.
Yeah, I think both Wave Beam and Speed Booster definitely help that a little bit faster, just to get additional momentum before doing your spin jumps.
Oh no, Arachnus. All you had to do was dip to Hookshot Cave, you would have got your mirror. Maniacal heading into the final phase of Ganon.
And once again, we're back to the best music ever.
This music was terrifying as a child.
Yeah, I agree.
Maniacal has finished up with Ganon.
Alright, let's get 1G in chat from Maniacal. Asger setting up for the what is this called again?
Stand-up glitch.
Yeah, it's that. I was like, not the baby skip. What is it? Alright, very well done. Maniacal with the save and quit, and then a reset back to Super Metroid, right onto the ship. Probably see him do a quick refill, and then on his way to Torian.
Yep, it's very, very important to remember to save and quit after killing Ganon.
Yeah, if you don't, then it does all sorts of weird things with your in-game times and yeah, item counts and stuff. Yeah, it's not good. All right, so Zen Trigger popped into Turtle Rock without checking Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny, so he is here without an Ice Rod. Frekinus, on the other hand, didn't go into Hookshot Cave after finding Ice Rod in Super Bunny, so he is without Mirror and Ice Beam. He may pop into Hookshot Cave after he finishes with Turtle Rock or after Hera before he pops into Turtle Rock, but I'm not sure. We'll see. All right, we can get... Well, let's wait for Escape to get finished first before we GG Asger on his finish time.
Randomizer getting trolled a bit by the dead rocks. Definitely the worst enemy ever created.
Indeed. And Zen Trigger here are going to give us a peek at what was at this chest. Probably the small key, as you said. Oh, the compass. So it wouldn't have been key for a key. Fortunately, we did have some people stealing the key.
Yeah, but I mean, Zen will have to risk the laser bridge to get the this next small key they need.
Yeah, and of course he would have been checking that out anyways, because he's still on the look for the Ice Rod.
That is true.
And we do have OC in chat, so GG to OC in first place.
Yep, GG Ozzy.
And Asger finishing second with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 44 minutes, and 42 seconds.
And GG to Asder. As Maniacal does a quick energy recharge before going down to Mother Brain, we have both Zen and Randomizer inside Turtle Rock.
All right, and Maniacal gets the Zeb skip. come on, Chain Chomps. There we go. Nice dodge by Hreknus there. Zen trigger on the laser bridge here. Takes out the red beetle with the silver arrow. Safety door? Oh, scary. There's the key. Alright, so he knows there is no ice rod in Turtle Rock now.
But where does he decide to go and check now? Because he does still have Ice Path to do, and he still does have Misery Mire. Alright, Maniacal gets the setup here for stand-up glitch, making sure that Mother Brain can hit the baby Metroid. And we are joined by Astor. Welcome in, GG. GG Astor.
Hi. That was dumb.
Yeah? Only a little bit of some hard logic possibly required.
I was really, really upset that Power Glove was at Mickey Mouse.
Only Power Glove?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I had just gone a little bit further, could have skipped Aghanim.
That's true. That's a very good point.
I was trying to do that, and I just knew it wasn't going to work very well in 15 power bombs. I mean, I still actually could have probably done it, but the thing was I didn't know. I knew there's very likely good stuff in Lower Norfair, but I didn't know how deep it was, so I wasn't sure if I was willing to commit to it and possibly not be able to kill Ridley.
Well, you have the Charge Beam of Shame just before Ridley that would have helped out quite a bit, but even with Suitless, until you got that Varia at Plasma, can definitely understand having some thoughts about that.
It would have been nice if there was like a glove at Botwoon, or if the stuff in Lower Norfair was, I don't know.
GT.
Not mitts. Like,
Yeah.
one glove would have been fine, I think, because like the thing that sucked is that the amount of investment I put in, I got the fire rod out of it. I got the fire rod out of Logic. And I was gonna go do Mire, and then I realized I couldn't because I can't.
No
I didn't.
boots, no hook shot.
Yeah, so I was like, well, I hope that fire rod gets me an advantage somehow, and I need to still unlock things to be able to do with it. So okay, I'll go get my glove from Pod, and there's nothing in there. And okay, we'll go to Hype Cave. Oh, there's nothing there either. Okay, I guess it wants me to go to Meridia from here, which was the play, but like, I really wish Barry didn't have to be at Plasma because I was really close to being able to skip it. Like, all the good power bombs were beyond there. It was really dumb.
Just to real quick GG's to Maniacal, finishing 3rd place with an official SRL time of 2:50:43. And of course, there were a few things that were a little bit silly. The Aga access was pretty early. If you had gone to Zora, I know that Hreknus actually had Master Sword before he had Moon Pearl. So everybody was like, "Oh, Moon Pearl on Pyramid Ledge, Aga 1's required." And then once we found Moon Pearl at Terminator, we were like, "Oh, great, well, that's not going to be Aga 1 required." And so then it ended up coming down to still being Aga required.
See, it was really, I really didn't want to do Aga. Aga was open so early. Like, I had Cape before I had Master Sword, so it was even open then. But
That's logically, I think, how it was open.
But there were 4 items that I could have gotten that would have let me skip Aga. I guess maybe you could count Varia as well if that showed up. But there were 4 items that would just let me outright skip Aga if I found them out of logic. And that was either glove or ice or speed.
Yeah, and as far as I know, unless Aussie found it off stream, nobody's found Speed Booster. Probably likely in Swamp Palace or something similar, or Ganon Tower.
Yeah.
Aussie said he did find Speed Booster. And then you actually, it is in GT. Speed Booster was in GT. You had actually dipped into Ice Palace and found Boots. Maniacal went through and was up at Death Mountain finding the Ice Rod. So we were kind of like, well, Azure, once he gets Ice Rod, will be 100% in go mode. Maniacal, depending on where that GT big key is, could be about 96% in go mode, unless it's on the torch. Then we would need the boots for that. But welcome to Maniacal and GG.
Hey, thanks. GG. Yeah, I caught the tail end of that. I guess that's where boots were.
Yeah, it was in the vanilla big key chest and Ice Palace on the right side.
Yeah, I wasn't going anywhere near that unless I really had to. Otherwise, had a lot of stuff. Never found Speed Booster. Felt
Aussie
really,
said it
really
was in
bad.
GT.
Okay.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was
felt-
with Helmos. Okay.
Yeah, I felt pretty bad about, like, my lack of comfort with Crystal Flash Clip. Like, that would have really helped a lot in this, but I'm not comfortable with it unless I have bombs or Spring Ball at that point. And with gravity. I can't do the, like, turn off gravity and jump morph thing. I'm just not good at it. Maybe I just need to practice it more. But I thought about going for it, and then noped out.
I decided to try doing Lower Norfair instead, and I went and I checked GT's area and I checked my area, and at that point, I pulled Fire Rod and out of logic, and then I thought about it and I was just like, I don't think this is going to work out very well with 15 power bombs, and I should probably just cut my losses while I'm ahead and just do Aga, because that's going to take 4 minutes, and if I go through Lower Norfair and I don't find what I'm looking for and I have to bail before Ridley because I can't kill him, then I'm going to lose way more than 4 minutes.
That was kind of my thoughts with not even going through the lava dive. I looked at it and I was like, 15 power bombs is really tight, and I can't even full clear the mire area because I don't have mirror. I don't have a way to actually get through mire. So it's not like I'm getting a whole heck of a lot out of going that way. So I don't know.
Yeah,
did you end up
wasn't-
ever going into Pendant Pod?
I did. I full cleared it because it was the
Oh.
first thing I did after Aghanim.
Okay, yeah, I went and I did the left side stuff, like over through Digging Game, and then went to Backdoor Dragon area, since I had been kind of upset that I hadn't Crystal Flashed to it the first time through, and wanted to clear that out. Found Varia, and then just, like, stayed away from Pod. That was the one thing that went right for me this seed, other than potentially splitting and hitting the trove of things that were up on like Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain.
I'm kind of glad that I did that last because that mirror could have taken me all sorts of places.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really, really lucky that Ice Rod was right there with everything, because I was Go Mode minus Ice Rod plus, like, possible boots. And, like, Go Mode minus Ice Rod is not where you want to find yourself when you just found Mirror and Mitts and Hookshot and God knows what else.
Yeah, no, I think I did, I think I did 5 crystal dungeons, 5 or 6 crystal dungeons in just Go Mode minus Ice Rod.
Yeah, I did them all in Go Mode minus possible boots, because I did Death Mountain basically first, because I mean, I left Norfair after full clearing Norfair post Varia into the Death Mountain area, and I was like, well, a bunch of stuff opened up, I can hookshot over and at least scout the Turtle Rock Medallion. And then the Turtle Rock Medallion was Bombos, and I was pretty salty about it, because I really didn't want to go in there without Ice Rod. But then Ice Rod showed up while clearing the mountain, as did basically everything else I could have wanted.
The keys are always under the mat, you know?
It's how it goes, I guess. But, I mean, until I hit that Ice Rod after finding everything else that was on Death Mountain, it felt pretty bad. I was like, alright, Go Mode minus Ice Rod. And I was going to not touch Turtle Rock. I was going to go and do the Skullwoods to Thieves Town clear, and then potentially do, like, Pyramid Ferry, and just basically chase crystal dungeons with full clears that had reasonable value. But the problem was the crystal dungeons were, like, other than Skull and Thieves, they were like Ice and Mire and not full clearable Turtle Rock, so it wasn't a particularly attractive set of options. Did you save Eastern for post Aga to double up with the pod play, like post Mirror, or did you do Eastern kind of on its own?
I did Eastern right after I got Flute because I had a feeling it might be my first glove. I wanted to put it off kind of as long as I felt reasonable, but I was running out of checks at that point.
Yeah.
My post Mirror was about 30 seconds worth of not being in Go Mode, so I was just counting on not finding it at all. I was really worried when I pulled it.
Yeah, Mirror did not feel very good to find. I was like, not excited about that one.
So it was like Mirror, and then what was it? A Blue Rupee, and then Cane of Burna, and then I was just like, please be a full blue cave.
It was.
Wasn't it like Ice Beam?
Ice Rod.
It was Ice Beam. That's what it was.
And I was like, come on, Ice Rod. And then it was a bomb capacity upgrade, and I was sad. But yeah, the only other thing, I guess, was, what was it? With, I guess, the early sequencing and, like, trying to avoid Aga. I was ready to rush Aga, and then I found the stupid hammer. And, like, that made me put off Aghanim, just digging for a way to break around it for another 45 or 50 minutes.
Yep.
And I don't know if it would have worked out better if I just rushed Aga, because I think I would have ended up getting baited into a bunch of, like, other Dark World stuff that I didn't have to do. Like, I definitely would have gone through pod at that point. So I don't know that it actually ended up costing me anything, but it felt really bad.
I think doing pod wasn't that bad. At least I didn't do Helmasaur.
Okay, all the items were before Helma?
Yeah, apparently Aussie did Helmasaur because he miscounted or something.
Yeah, Helmasaur had Compass.
Or maybe I don't know. Maybe he wanted the pendant.
Yeah, I
can't imagine wanting
Ped.
Oh.
Yeah, I walked up and checked Ped on my way to activate Flute.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually.
Just to, like, be sure. I also don't think I had checked Lumberjack Cave at that point, so I scouted that as well.
He did Helma before.
I Actually, I think I did those. I think I did those on separate trips. But either way, there was a time that I was over in that area, and I was like, I just want to be sure that it's not PED.
Let's see, Helma before backup pod is smart if it's a crystal.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, just because then you count to 5 and you get out. But with it being a pendant, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like the really slow check on Helma, but yeah, I mean for not needing to be in any of the pendant dungeons, this was a really slow seed. Like it played slowly because the boots were apparently available but very late. Speed booster was apparently in GT, so very late. And there was no mirror. Flute was kind of late via the ice clip, or the snow clip rather. So
yeah, I did that. I did that kind of early because I wanted to get all the Hellrun stuff done before going to Aga, because it seemed like it was all in logic, right? And it seemed reasonable. And I got gravity out of it and some other stuff.
I got gravity on the first hell run and immediately noped. Didn't do the rest of the hell runs until post front of Meridia.
Oh, okay. I just bit the bullet and did the whole thing right away. Mostly because I didn't have ice or speed to go all the way to Dragon.
Yeah, I was hoping to find like spring ball or bombs or ice or speed in front of Meridia, but it didn't happen. And then like the seed basically called my bluff on whether I actually wanted to do that stupid crystal flash clip, and it won.
Well, the seed called my bluff on whether I was actually going to do Lower Norfair, and then, of course, Power Gloves at Mickey Mouse. It's just, like, the worst place it could have been for the play that I made.
Yeah, the double glove Lower Norfair was pretty... That Lower Norfair was, like... The loaded Norfair with just the maximum value.
It was so dumb for me for the play that I didn't commit to, because it was even worse because the second glove was after Ridley. I don't know if I would have been able to kill Ridley.
Yeah, because it was just ammo. Or no, Charge Beam was at PBs of Shame, so you could add Charge Plasma.
I know, but I'm saying I probably would have died.
Yeah.
So, like... maybe, like, I think if I had tried to commit to it, if I had actually tried it past GT, I probably would have seen that glove at Mickey Mouse and then just noped out and then be like, okay, that's my Dark World access. Now I'm going to do Thieves Town and Skullwoods and blah, 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 and all of this. And that probably would have helped. Would have eventually gotten me to my Varia, I guess.
Yeah, Varia being at Plasma was unexpected, I'll say. That was not what I expected to run into there. I was kind of expecting a first glove.
Oh, that felt really bad to me, because I was just like, I almost could have been in a position to skip this, and this was so far out of the way. And and it also takes out a location that other people can lose time to in the race, because you have to do it.
Yeah, it wasn't something that I was excited to find, because I similarly was thinking about just skipping, but like that low power bomb and super missile count was getting to me. I think when I did Ridley, I had exactly 30 supers, which like would have been fine, but I think I picked up a pack or two on the way in, and then like I didn't have 2 full crystal flashes in reserve when I would have gone into Lower Norfair without a suit.
Well, I need to not like half-ass a Lower Norfair play. I lost a lot of time, like especially without speed. It was really bad without speed because I had to run all the way through Cathedral and stuff, and then like when I didn't want to do it anymore, it was like, well, now it's really far away. And I had to run through it again after I got Varia.
So wait, I guess what do you mean you had to go all the way back through Cathedral? I mean,
No, I had
on
to
the
go
way
forward.
in, I suppose.
On the way in, I had to do that. I had to do
Yeah,
that twice
okay.
because
Yeah, the
the
hell
myths were
runs
there.
plot.
Myths were in there.
Yeah, the item layout in this seed didn't punish, or like kind of had the potential like maximally punish some very specific plays that the seed kind of tempted you with, which was weird. Like, I don't know, if you crystal flash clip and end up getting your Varia, and then just go and do the seed that way and skip Aga, that works out really well. But
Oh, that was by
everything
far the
else-
best solution.
Yeah, everything else was kind of a mess. Like,
I
the gloves were a disaster.
can't do that crystal flash clip. So like the best play I could have made was doing LN, and I didn't. I noped out of it. I felt like maybe okay about it because I had a lot more E-tanks than usual, but I didn't.
I think I was on 10 and 2 at that point. When
I was on
thinking
10
about
and 1. Yeah.
it. Okay, yeah, I might have only been 10 and 1. I didn't pause to check because basically my ammo situation was such that I said, okay, this would be an unwise thing for me to attempt.
It was like it was just like there was such a high chance of it paying off, and then I was just like, okay, well, it is a really high chance, but it's really not a guarantee. So let's just do the safe thing. After I already sunk 5 minutes into it, and then it would have been like the best play. Like the gloves were so close. The gloves were so close. They were right there. They were literally right there. Like if the gloves were, if both gloves were. Like literally anywhere else. If that power glove was literally anywhere else in Lower Norfolk, I would not have been that upset. But it was at Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous because you end up with both gloves, charge, and hookshot out of it if you're successful in that play.
Yeah.
Which is just an insane value for what, 10 locations? I mean, I guess you can also lump the Meyer checks in there and you get 2 more that way, but
Yeah, you get
either
fire
way.
rod.
Yeah.
I got a fire rod that I couldn't do anything with at the time.
I got it, and then I was excited to have it, and then I thought, this does absolutely nothing. Let's keep looking for anything else. And then, of course, that was when I was doing all of Lower Norfolk, because that was after Varia for me, so then I had all the options open to me. It was just a matter of, okay, which order do I want to do these things in? And Death Mountain turned out to be a good call, except, never found boots. But
I put it off because I wanted to one trip the whole thing, and that was successful, but it was kind of like a lower percentage play. I feel I didn't know what the T-Rock medallion was until I got there, so like
yeah,
I was taking that risk too.
That was what drove me to make the play, is I was already on Death Mountain from leaving Norfair, and I said, okay, I at least am getting my Turtle Rock medallion info, and hope it's probably going to amount in an extra trip, but I know what go mode looks like at that point at least, so
yeah.
I had already basically last location things through Aghanim, so I wasn't feeling too great about it anyway.
I felt like I needed to take some risks because of how much time I'd lost. So I was a bit more aggressive. I routed a bit more aggressively than I would have normally in that situation. Especially like Ice Rod and not having knowledge of a medallion. Those are the worst things to find.
Yeah, did you end up skipping a bunch of Overworld, or did you do all the Dark World Overworlds?
I skipped most of Overworld. I didn't do Smiths, I didn't do Catfish. I didn't do
just
Balmas.
Kingstone and Bach Rocks because you
Yeah.
have boots.
Yeah, I was prompted by finding boots to try those. I mean, it's Ice Rod. You can't be too risky, I guess.
I think those are the only two that you actually did.
Bonk Rocks or Ice Rod plus a maybe medallion is a horrible
what?
go mode.
You know what? I really shouldn't have checked those because my plan was to gamble T-Rock, and those are like some of the only light roll checks I had left on the table for saving the portal.
That makes sense.
The only thing I had left as leverage, if I were to save the portal, was Spiral Cave.
I walked my slow butt the whole way through Spiral Cave in like a really inefficient first pass Death Mountain when I was going up to do Hera. It felt really bad.
Yeah, and like you probably didn't have mirror, so
Nope. It was only Light World, but you know, I got hookshot, and so then I had Dark World right after because I didn't have the mirror yet. So
yeah,
then
you
I
can't
got
really
the
risk
mirror.
that. I mean, you can risk it, but it's not usually smart to do that.
Yeah, it would have been a crazy play to make, but I was not up for it. Not with the amount of stuff that was left on the map at that point, just because of the mitts and hookshot opening things up.
Well, I got screwed in the OT Rando Weekly this morning. I routed everything else really well, and then I spent 50 minutes looking for my last item, which was Din's Fire. So nothing I've done has gone particularly well today.
Yeah, this was a fun one. I mean, I haven't done a solo seed of this in a good few weeks, so I don't know. I mean, I wanted to see like a mid 2-4x out of this, but 250 is a time I'm generally like generically happy with on most seeds for the level of play that I put up. So sub 3 always feels at least okay.
I'm usually like pretty okay with the kind of time that I pulled. I'm just not this time because I know the context of what happened and I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I gambled and put off Aga for way too long, and I knew that like if I ended up actually doing Castle Tower, that it was just going to be a giant pit of time loss, and it was. So
Just
that
real
was
quick,
kind of how it went.
want to mention Reckon is finishing 4th place with the official SRL time of 3:12:42.
GG to Reckonus. But I think that's about all I've got to say. GG's also to Aussie and Ajder. But I'm going to go ahead and hop out. Thank you for letting me come in, and thank you for the restream.
Thanks for the race.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop out too. Thank you. I think they were on restream, so they might be coming in. I can't remember.
Yeah, and I assume you're probably going to interview on the Francais channel.
I'll do my best.
Okay, I mean it's up to you. But they are there if you do want to ask Iris if you could do that interview.
Yeah, she offered me. I just wanted to talk to Maniacal first, at least.
Yeah. No, again, GG's, and we'll look forward to maybe seeing you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
All right, so it does look like there were some rage slashes from Zen Trigger once he finally got that ice rod in the Super Bunny Cave, but he's on his way straight to Trinex.
I believe Zen has went around and checked pretty much all the overworld locations he could. Seen him do the smash, seen him do purple chest, seen him do catfish, seen him do pyramid fairy. I think that was the last place he could have checked.
Yep.
And it's a shame as well because he's already been up here. He was already in Turtle Rock. All he had to do was take the couple of minutes it would take to go out and check those checks. Zen unfortunately taking a to try next, and he didn't use any of the other doors, so he's back at the start.
Yeah, that's a big oof for sure. It's always rough when you've gone through Turtle Rock and we're just looking for that ice rod that you generally don't go back through Laser Bridge, get that safety door just in case. But having a couple potions and no fairies, if you aren't thinking you're going to take any damage and you get that last hit, you don't have that fairy revival. So and Freck says he'll join us for interview shortly. Welcome, Reckness, and GG's.
Oh, GG's.
GG.
So how about that Aga seed?
Yeah, there were hints of it quite early on. I just didn't
Yeah.
want to do it.
It was the same for both Azure and Maniacal. Azure had dipped Lower Norfair pretty early, scouted GT, and then got Fire Rod. But he was saying that he felt a little frustrated that if he had just gone a little further, just to Mickey Mouse, then he could have skipped the Aga play, but didn't end up making that play. So everybody got to do Aga and Shack Tool today.
Oh boy. So other people check Shack Tool as well.
Yes, yeah. It was pretty crazy to see Gravity in Cathedral, followed by Varia at Plasma, which required Aga 1 access to head through the back door because Speed Booster and Ice Rod were both out of the way. So we didn't have any other way to get to Dragon to find Varia at Plasma. And then both gloves, Charge and Hookshot in Lower Norfair.
Yeah, that was it was a fun seat. I forgot about the back door for the longest time to Dragon. I thought I had missed an item in pod, so I started going back there, and then I realized, oh wait, I have access to Dragon. I'll just go that way.
You also missed the ice beam in Hookshot Cave as well as Mirror.
I was gonna say, once I saw that I had all the items necessary, I just didn't bother with any more checks and was hoping maybe it was in Ganon's tower.
Speed Booster was in the mini Helmosaur room just before mini Moldorm 2. But yeah, as far as the ice rod or ice beam, it was pretty big hookshot cave with 3 blue items: mirror, ice beam, and the blue cane, all pretty much one right after another.
Oh wow! Did anyone get those or?
Yes. Yep. Azure, Maniacal, and Zen. I don't think Zen has been into Hookshot Cave yet, but he just got Ice Rod, so he's finished up with Turtle Rock now.
Oh, okay. I guess I could have when I was there, I checked what the medallion was for Turtle Rock. I guess I could have just turned around and checked Hookshot Cave while I was up there, but I was like, oh.
Right. I
Oh, well.
almost wondered once you were done with Turtle Rock on your way over to Ganon's Tower if you might have checked there, checking for, Wave Beam, Ice Beam, anything else, boots possibly if GT Big Key was on the torch, but you were the other runner, second runner to find the boots there in Ice Palace.
Oh, okay. So others didn't bother doing the full clear then?
No, Maniacal was actually in what we knew at the time pseudo go mode because we weren't sure where the Ganon Tower Big Key was going to be, and he had already had Ice Rod. Azure was kind of on the hunt for Ice Rod for a good while, so when he dipped Ice Palace, he full cleared it, got the boots, and then we were like, well, Azure, once he gets that Ice Rod, is going to be 100% go mode. Maniacal may have to go back looking for boots if the Big Key's on the torch, but it ended up working out for both of them. So.
Oh yeah. It was a fun seed. It definitely threw me through a loop a couple times. I think I went into Lower Norfair with suitless or varialess at one point. I wasn't sure if that was accessible yet or not.
Technically, not in logic without Varia as far as going through the front entrance to Ridley's hideout, but you could have definitely used the back entrance into Meridia to get Varia before going into Lower Norfair. So there's some of that hard logic you asked for. So
Yeah, and got what I asked for.
but outside of that, any other comments, thoughts, questions?
I thought of something, but I have a brain fart. Maybe I'll just say it in chat if I
Yeah.
remember it.
No worries, not a problem at all.
I take it there's still one runner going, right? Like on the restream?
Yeah, Zen Trigger is just heading up GT now, so it's
Okay.
just got Gannon and Mother Brain left.
I will pop into that chat then.
All right. Thanks again so much for running, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow.
Possibly. Probably. All right. See you guys.
Bye. All right, so Zen Trigger just finishing up with finding that GT big key, starting his Ganon Tower climb now.
So for anyone wondering, tomorrow I believe is normal logic.
Yes, tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We don't yet know what channel, but if you keep an eye on the Speed Gaming schedule, you'll see us pop up, hopefully. And we'll be back again to see what kind of shenanigans we get up to tomorrow.
Yeah, just the unfortunate things of being in the European time zone. It's 2 o'clock in the morning for me.
Oh, come on. Who needs sleep?
Unfortunately, it's been proven I kind of do.
It's true. All right, so we'll see here if Zen opens the chest between now and Aga 2, and if he finds that speed booster as well.
Yeah, having to do the long way around the escape because you don't have speed booster.
Yeah, that is definitely true. I didn't think about that at first when Azure was going through, but I did watch Maniacal go through the normal escape area, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing.
We're just lucky they programmed in an alternative route.
You know, I'm not sure that I ever knew about using speed booster for that area when I was a kid because I was always just so anxious about like I gotta get out, I gotta get out. That I never honestly until I started watching people do speed runs of Super Metroid that I even knew that that was a thing. So
Yeah, I think I seen my cousin do it once, and I was like, "Oh, you could do that!"
oh what?
I was like mind blown. It's also amazing how much strange strategies you pick up when you watch speedrunners.
It is very true. And I do just want to say real quick that Ace Zero 187 has finished in 5th place with an official SRL time of 3:21:29. So second of our non-restreamed runners to finish out for the day. Ooh, gets a heart container from that last chest. Did he open the chest for... I don't think he opened the chest for Speed Booster.
I did not see him. No.
Wow. That's great. Ooh, and these mini Elmos are being bullies. There we go. All right, and I get 2 down for Zen. That is true, Reckness. You did have to switch over and use your reserve energy. That was pretty close. All right, half magic cape, helping to avoid those Ganon throws.
And those painful magic bats as well.
Yeah, nice dodges there too. Ooh, gets the hit, but just a little too late.
Plenty of potions to keep himself healthy with.
Yeah, fortunately with Blue Mail, I think the Ganon hugs are only 3 hearts, so if he does get bumped, he can still use that blue potion to fill up his health as well.
Ever so slightly missing the torch glitch.
Yeah, just a little bit too high. But ooh, two shots in. 2 more to go. Oh. Okay, I missed one somewhere. All right, 1G in chat for Zen, finishing up with Ganon. Be able to save and quit once he's back on top of the pyramid and head into Super Metroid to finish up with Turian and Mother Brain.
And Zen will need to follow in Rachnis's footsteps and use the power bombs against the Metroids, as he doesn't pick up the Ice Beam. Although that is quite the ammo pool.
Yeah, that is definitely enough ammo. 60 supers, even without charge, that should be plenty for Mother Brain. 140 regular missiles on top of that, and 30 power bombs will be plenty to get you through the Metroid. Sometimes the screw attack will bounce around the Metroid. So if you turn it off, that will allow them to latch on to Samus a little bit better so you can group them up. But still doing a good job picking them all up, getting them close together. 2.5. So basically 3 power bombs required because each power bomb should hit twice per Metroid. So that will be perfect for finishing up the Metroids.
Yeah, screw attack's sort of a double-edged sword in this circumstance, because if they're already on you and you screw attack, they don't drain your energy anymore.
True. Yeah, that's very true. All right, finishing up with the baby Metroid. Face is right.
Saves those all-important 30-odd frames. I think it's 36. I kind of want to say 36, but I'm not 100% sure.
Somewhere between like 0 and 50. All right, getting through some of the Zebs here. Just a couple more. One more.
Yep, choosing to save as super missiles for the Mother Brain fight. Just get rid of those like 100-odd missiles he's got.
All right, here we are. Final beam phase before hyper beam. just one more time as Zen is finishing up with Mother Brain. Make sure to pop over to the channels for our racers, give them a follow, support them so that they will continue to stream and come back and do more weekly races with us. And also make sure to come back tomorrow night for the 9 p.m. Eastern normal logic race. And we'll see how that seed goes as well. Alright, and as our final baby Metroid dies from our restreamed racers today, we do have the Sabin finishing in 6th place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 38 minutes, and 3 seconds.
And down goes Mother Brain.
All right, and we just have the quick escape sequence, and then we will see if Zen wants to come in for an interview once he makes it to the ship.
Zen has entered pacifist mode, choosing to never fire his beam again, as he decides to screw attack through them all.
It's a different form of pacifism that I've never heard of.
It's just where you don't fire a gun.
Oh, okay. You just use your electrified radioactive body to kill everything instead.
Like, that just means they were in the way when you were jumping.
Oh, right. Okay. Got it. Alright, just a quick little hop over to the ship here. And Zen finishes in 7th place with an official SRL time of 3:41:05. We will see if he wants to come in for an interview.
Is that all of our runners finished today?
Yes, that is all of our runners, restreamed and non-restreamed runners that have finished. So no forfeits today, even with a crazy seed like that. So GG and good job to all of our runners. Oh, 2 charge shots. Wow. Oh, that's so close to the vanilla ALTTP item count, 213.
Yep, missed it by 3.
And Zen says that he will actually pass on the interview for now. He says, thank you for commentating and GG to everyone else. Ice Rod will haunt me so hard. Should have gotten it a lot sooner, but we still want to say GG to Zen Trigger for finishing. And yeah, I guess at this point we can just finish up.
Yep, GG Zen, GG to all our runners, and thank you to all our runners for allowing us to restream them. It definitely wouldn't be much of a race if we couldn't watch them all running around.
Yeah, so make sure to pop over to the runners channels, give them a follow, support them so they'll come back and race for us again. Also, make sure to pop into the different speed gaming channels. We never know which one we're going to be on when the weekly races come up, so make sure that you've got your little heart going for all of the speed gaming channels as well. Speed gaming, and then speed gaming 2 through 6. We should be back tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. for our normal weekly race. It alternates each week from normal to hard, hard to normal, Sunday and Monday. So make sure to keep an eye on the schedule, find out which channel we will be on, and we will see you tomorrow evening. I am Miss Metroid. Make sure to give Thoros a follow as well and mind me as our tracker.
And make sure to give Miss Metroid a follow.
Shucks. Have a great evening, everybody, and happy Father's Day again to everybody. And see you next mission.